Everyone tells you to act like an expert, but what if being an expert is the very thing that's holding you back? What if the real key to unlocking your potential is remembering how to think like a beginner? Because here's the truth, expertise creates confidence. But confidence can quietly become complacency, and when you stop questioning, you stop growing. In this video, I'll show you the hidden skill that allows you to constantly reinvent yourself even when you think you've mastered everything. I've spent over a decade studying how people grow from peak performers and neuroscientists to everyday creators who never stop learning. And what I've learned is simple. The ones who grow the fastest are the ones humble enough to stay curious. Here's what we'll explore. Why we lose the beginner's mind as we grow older. The neuroscience behind curiosity and mental flexibility. 5 daily habits to rebuild that mindset. And the one belief that separates lifelong learners from lifelong stagnation. Ready? Let's begin where growth truly starts in the mind of a beginner. Part 1: Why expertise can become your prison. When you first start learning something, everything feels alive. You notice the smallest details. You ask questions without fear. You're curious, but over time, your brain gets efficient. It builds patterns. It creates shortcuts. And slowly you stop exploring and start repeating. Scientists call this cognitive entrenchment, when your brain gets stuck in what it already knows. It's like walking the same forest trail every day. It feels safe, predictable, but you never see what's beyond the trees. The same thing happens mentally. You start living inside the comfort of your own expertise. The danger? You start mistaking familiarity for mastery. I once met a top-level manager who told me, "I've been doing this for 20 years. But when we looked deeper, we realized he hadn't grown for 18 of them. He had simply repeated the same year 20 times. Experience without curiosity doesn't equal wisdom, it equals repetition. The beginner's mind breaks that loop. Part to the science of the beginner's mind. Zen masters call it Shoshin, the beginner's mind. A mental state of openness, curiosity, and non-judgment. It's the opposite of arrogance. It's humble awareness. Neuroscience backs this up. When you approach life with curiosity instead of certainty, your brain activates the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for creative problem solving and adaptability. It also releases dopamine, not as a reward for success, but as a response to discovery. You literally feel good when you learn something new. That's why children learn faster than adults. Their curiosity triggers constant dopamine-driven rewiring. Adults? We suppress it in favor of efficiency, but efficiency is the enemy of innovation. The beginner's mind restores that neuroplasticity. It reawakens your brain's ability to adapt, to unlearn and relearn. And in a world evolving this fast, that's the ultimate advantage. Part 3: The beginner's mind in action. Let's make this practical. Here are 5 powerful daily habits to help you think like a beginner again. 1. The maybe I'm wrong reflex. Whenever you feel certain, pause and say, maybe I'm wrong. It sounds small, but it's powerful. It cracks open the mental door for new possibilities. Every breakthrough in science, business, and art started with that sentence. Example: Einstein's theory of relativity began when he questioned Newton, something everyone else thought was untouchable. 2. The 70% rule. Stop chasing 100% perfection. At 70%, move on. Because perfection is often procrastination wearing a disguise. The beginner's mind thrives in progress, not perfection. It asks, what can I try next? Instead of, is this flawless yet? 3. The curiosity trigger. Once a day, deliberately consume something outside your field. A dancer should study architecture. A coder should watch psychology videos. A leader should read poetry. Cross-pollination sparks innovation. Curiosity in one domain often leads to breakthroughs in another. For the 24-hour unlearning ritual every night, ask, what belief did I challenge today? Write it down. Reflect. Growth is not only about adding more, it is also about removing what no longer serves you. You can't download new software onto a full hard drive. The same goes for your mind. 5. The teach like a fool method. Once a week, teach something you're learning even if you're not an expert yet. When you teach as a beginner, you learn twice. It forces clarity, humility, and connection. Remember, experts impress, but beginners inspire. Part for the ego trap. Why we fear beginning again. So why don't more people do this? Because the beginner's mind hurts your ego. We want to look capable, competent, in control. But the truth is, progress always starts with a little embarrassment. When Picasso switched styles mid-career, critics mocked him. When Elon Musk entered rocket science, people laughed. When Serena Williams tried business, they doubted her. Every act of reinvention looks foolish until it works. The ego loves expertise. The soul craves evolution. Growth only happens when you choose the soul over the ego. Part 5, The Beginner's Blueprint. Step 1. Curiosity over certainty. Start your day with one question you don't know the answer to. Let curiosity lead you. Step 2. Observe without judging. Watch, listen, and notice without labeling things as good or bad. Observation precedes understanding. Step 3. Create one small experiment daily. Try something new, even something small like using your non-dominant hand for a task or starting your meeting differently. Small experiments create big neural shifts. Step 4. Detach from outcome. Measure growth by what you learn, not what you achieve. That's how mastery stays alive. Part 6. The future belongs to the beginners. AI is replacing predictable expertise. But it can't replace curiosity, imagination, and adaptability. Those belong to humans, especially those who stay beginners. The companies, creators, and leaders who thrive next decade won't be the ones who know the most, but the ones willing to unlearn the fastest. So don't be afraid to start fresh, even if you've been doing something for years. The moment you say, I don't know, yet that's when true growth begins again. Let's recap. The beginner's mind is not about knowing less, it is about staying open to more. The world belongs to those who keep evolving. In the next video, I'll give you the 4-part growth mindset blueprint you can use daily. It is a simple system to help you apply everything you learned today and build growth into your daily routine. So if this helped you, share it with someone who's ready to begin again, because growth isn't a destination, it's a daily decision.